What's up, party people? It is Adult ADHD coming to you live from Michigan and North Carolina through the magic of the internet.
I love the interweb.
Woo!
What is up in North Carolina?
Well, it was kind of cold, but not as cold as you guys. So
Yeah.
last week we spent a lot of days in the 90s, and this week we are rocking the 70s.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So
We're rocking the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s. Like
ugh,
all of them
All of them.
in 1 week.
Yeah, for real.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Michigan is insane at this time of year. I think I don't know what the word I was looking for, but yeah. I was going to say dyslexic, but that doesn't make any sense. So,
Yeah, I don't know.
but I thought I had washed my winter coat. I'm like, I'm getting it washed to put it away for the season. And then it happened.
Yep,
got
I wore
cold.
mine today.
Yep.
Ugh, I'm
The
sorry,
sun was
guys.
out, but
So Hastings, they had the big berry how do you say that, Ashley? Ribot?
Rabo, I think. Robo?
Ribot.
No,
It's like
not
the biggest gravel or dirt road bike race
Yeah.
like in the United States. Anyway, that came through Hastings this weekend and my son-in-law participated in it.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was cool, but it was cold out there for those riders. Like the day before it had been 70s and that day it was like 40 and windy and it had
Cool.
rained. So they all just had like mud caked, like sand mud
Ugh.
caked all over their legs. And it looked like all of them pooped because it was like all up their backs. And
Oh no.
yeah, it was nasty, but like it was not nice weather for it. But we went out to watch them come over the finish line. That was pretty fun. So that was our fun for this weekend. What about you guys?
I helped my father-in-law move.
Oh,
Yeah. So other than that, not much.
Hmm.
Oh, Sunday I got up for church and got ready for church and we left for church and I started going to work instead of church.
were you late?
No. Luckily I was like, it was like, where are we going? I was like, oh my gosh, I thought we were going to school.
Isn't that funny? Just get in that mode.
Yes.
We make that trip about 600,000 times.
I know.
Yeah.
It gets to the point where your GPS is saying it's so creepy because the GPS in my car will tell me, like, it'll show the address of where I'm going. And it even knows what days of the week I go where for the most part. Like, it'll show directions to my church on Sunday just without me putting anything in.
That's weird.
And
Yeah, dude.
somebody else's house on Tuesday, Thursday, and school on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's just weird.
That is weird.
It's tracking me.
It is.
What did you do this weekend, Kristen?
Well, David was working in Ohio, and then he came home on Friday night, and we went strawberry picking on Saturday.
Oh, it's so early.
And Sunday, we went to church, and we had a spaghetti fundraiser for the youth kids to raise money for summer camp. And so I didn't even have to cook. It was wonderful.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
April strawberries, though. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, so this farm, because we've had 90-degree weather, this farm put out like an alert, basically like, hey, we can't keep up with the strawberry picking. Like, we need y'all to come strawberry pick because all of their strawberries ripened way early. And so they needed tons of help. So they had like reduced prices on their strawberries and they had a food truck come out. It was a whole thing. They do a really good job. And so we kind of just made like a big afternoon of it. And it was awesome.
Fun.
And you made salsa, right? Or
Yep,
jam?
I made jam. I just finished my first batch of salsa. And I'm gonna try to make macarons, which I've made once
Oh.
before a long time ago with my niece. But watching the British baking show all the time, like I'm super inspired, and now I have a real oven finally, and so we're gonna do it.
That's
Fun.
cool. The only thing I know about macarons is that the edges of them have to be like crackled, right? I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember from my Great British Baking Show watching.
Yes.
And there's
Yep.
a special name for it, but I can't remember what it's called.
The feet.
The feet. Okay. Well, I can't wait to see them. You'll have to share your experience.
I
Yeah.
will. Right. Clint, what about you? How was your weekend?
Oh,
He did. Good job, buddy.
good job, Clint. Oh, that wasn't Clint. Never mind.
You're a dork. Although it isn't fair. Like kids, like why is it like like we just went down to spring break. We went down to Louisiana, and my cousin's baby Ava is just turned 1, and like she's talking and stuff, and like we don't ever get nobody praises us for talking. I do that every day. I walk every
Right.
day.
I'm going to
What
start
up?
praising you for talking, Clint. Every time you send a
Like
text without a typo, good job.
he took he took like 3 steps and then fell down. I'm
Oh,
like, seriously, I could do that all the time. Like nobody says anything cool about it. Like anyway, no. Anyway, this weekend was pretty uneventful, I would say. Just did some chores. Saturday night I did something.
you
Oh,
had
I had a
a
show.
school event.
I had a show. No, I didn't have a show. I didn't have. What
No,
was it?
you had
Oh yeah,
the school
Banquet.
event.
yeah, the banquet. That's right. And then yesterday I had church, and then Sunday night I had band practice. So nothing crazy. Pretty low key.
A nice quiet weekend. Did a little dancing, a little singing,
Yeah, a little talking.
a little talking. Yeah. Oh, I went to see Tim Hawkins a couple days ago, so that was fun. I
Tell us
forgot
about
that.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, it was good. So we went with like it was supposed to be 6 other couples. It ended up to be 4 just because of something that happened, and one of them couldn't come. But we carpooled down there, and we were going to Indiana, and we were like, when we were talking about it, we were like, oh, it's Central Time Zone, so like we have time, it's an hour earlier and everything. So we're heading there, and we're almost there. We're like 15 minutes away, and the time still hasn't changed. And our clocks are saying like 7:08, and the concert's supposed to start at 7 o'clock. So we're like, oh my word, is the time zone gonna happen? Like, did we mess this up?
Yeah.
But just like we were really close because it was Michigan City and the time switched, so we were fine.
Woo.
But we ended up kind of sitting a little bit far away, so we were like up in the balcony, but it was still like it was good. Like you just couldn't see those facial expressions that he's known for, but he's still just as funny, has a lot of new material. Um, pretty much the same if you've seen him over the years. Except that like it was like geared towards like our ages, like 30s to 60s, probably more than like younger now that he's older. It's like more geared toward
Yeah.
his age and stuff. So, of course, that makes it funnier to me because I'm old. But
Well, I think also our age group has like the best sense of humor because
yes,
I don't know, these teens and like these early 20 people, I'm like, what do you think is funny? Like, this is the worst.
they're
right.
lame.
So
So,
lame. So,
yeah.
yeah. And he is such an amazing musician. Like, I know he does funny songs, but like just some amazing guitar. And he had another instrument that I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, anyway, it was really fun. And it was just fun to do stuff with friends. So yeah, he did not have anyone open for him this time. Is
It
that
was
what
just
you asked me?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was put on by like it was not Compassion International, but it was one of those type of organizations. So the guy from Audio Adrenaline that lost his voice, I don't know his name, but he was there and spoke about, having sponsoring kids and stuff like that. But there wasn't like a comedian before him.
I just know sometimes he does things with Bob, and then I've seen him do
Hmm.
things recently with that new. I can't think of his name, but the guy that's always playing guitar.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Yeah, he and Bob
Oh,
used to travel all the time, but I think they don't travel together anymore. They're both independent.
well, they just did a concert. I don't think they do it all the time, no, but he just did a concert with Bob and the other guy that is just like blowing up Facebook,
Oh,
the Christian community. I can't think of his name,
not
but
John Chris, not John Chris.
no, it yeah, much newer than that as far as on
Oh,
the scene. Um, although I love John Chris, but
yeah,
no,
He
he's
this
plays,
cool.
guy,
he plays guitar.
Oh,
yeah,
I
he's
don't know who
kind of
that
like
is.
he's like not fat, but he's like chunky, uh, and he has a song about um, I forget eating ice cream and being
Oh,
overweight or whatever. But anyway,
oh,
he's a big Christian comedian that's up and coming, and
oh,
he I just saw him. I mean, I didn't see it, but I
yeah.
follow on social media, and I saw him doing a show with Tim Hawkins and Bob
Oh,
Smiley.
that's awesome. I love their interactions that they used to have. Tim Hawkins and Bob Smiley. They're funny together. Hilarious. So that's cool.
I'll have to share a clip with you because I can't think of that guy's name, but he is
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I love music shows, but there's something about going and just like laughing for an hour that's just amazing. But then you need to make sure you go to the bathroom before the show starts
Oh,
because I was trapped in like a middle seat and I kept thinking, okay, if I climb over this pew, because it was in this big church, if I climb over this pew and go around these people that I know, I probably could make it. And had I been desperate, I probably would have tried it, but I had to make it till intermission while laughing.
Well, we went. My wife bought me for my birthday. She got me tickets to go see Jim Gaffigan.
Mm,
We went in March. That was uh, the night, the last night of the show at the school.
yeah.
Uh, and I was sitting there, and we had a blast. Jim Gaffigan's awesome, but
Mm,
um, I was thinking like because they do a lot of show like concerts there with
mhm.
bands, and I'm like, you know how much more money they make off of a comedian because there's no overhead. Like with a band, you have to put like
Mm,
a huge PA and huge lights and huge like so much stage show and smoke and uh,
yeah.
yeah.
all that stuff, right?
All those
And then
fog
like with
machines.
yeah, 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 making rings. But no, I was thinking about that. I'm like a comedy show is literally just Jim Gaffigan in a
Mhm.
mic stand, and
I
I'm like,
mean,
how
yeah,
cool?
because like
How
it was
cool is that though?
Tim walked out and he's like, "Why is it so smoky in here?" Because they had turned on the smoke fog machine. He was like making fun of it when he walked out on stage because it's like they, like you said, they don't need all that junk. It's just like, yeah, they must just automatically turn their fog machines on when they have their stage up. I don't know.
Or was it people, you know,
Yeah, vaping
part
backstage.
partying, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a smoke machine. No, it was one of those big churches that's like built really
Oh,
industrial on purpose. It's
yeah.
not-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Super trendy hip pastor.
Yeah. Coffee
You know
bar.
Oh, with
what?
like the uh, Hawaii shirt.
Hawaii shirt? No, the
Yeah, like the trendy.
black t-shirt and jeans, like, yeah. Necklace,
Yeah.
cool. Cool. At least they weren't skinny jeans.
So speaking of hipster pastors, I need some what you guys think about this. I thought this would be a good conversation piece because I know that Kristen is very legalistic
Yeah.
and
Hmm. Hmm.
Tim very liberal.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, that's
Uh,
me.
so I knew I'd get a good contrast on this, but no. Anyway, all joking aside, we went to Hawaii for Christmas. We decided to do that thing where you don't do Christmas, we don't buy Christmas presents, we go on a trip instead, which I recommend to everybody.
I would love to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But we go down there, and my cousin's husband. So I guess he's. What do you call that? If your cousin gets married, that is that your cousin or like cousin-in-law?
Cousin-in-law.
Cousin-in-law. Anyway,
Yeah.
My cousin-in-law, David, is a big fan of Pastor Greg Laurie, so he wanted to go to the church down there because Laurie's big church is in Florida, but they have like a satellite church in Hawaii and Maui. So
Okay.
literally like 3 miles from where we're staying, and he was like, "We have to go," and I'm like, "Okay." So Sunday morning we got all dotted up and we went down there, and it was for like the Christmas. It was like the Christmas uh, Sunday, right? Like it was like a
Mhm.
day or two before Christmas or whatever. So and it wasn't Greg, it was his son, which he did a good job. I forget his name. Um, but it
Hugh?
was like
No.
you, Lori.
I don't know who that is. I just know the name.
That's the guy from House, the show
Oh.
House.
He
He's
preached
a,
that Sunday.
he's a doctor or a
Yeah.
Red
Yeah.
Cross worker or something.
Yeah, probably in the
Yeah,
Red
I can never
Cross.
tell the difference between a doctor and a Red Cross, but
I know. I
uh,
always get confused myself.
but anyway, I don't even know what we're talking about. Anyways, oh, his son was. We'll call him Hugh, I guess. Hugh Laurie was giving a sermon, and but like, here's what's weird: is we get there and it's beautiful. Like Hawaii is always 80 some degrees every day, so they don't need like anything. So it's just a big pavilion, but it's like, how do I explain this? It's indoors, but it's not. Like it's not a pavilion where there's no walls, but it's like outdoors in the fact that it's not really like 100% secure. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a big pavilion and it's gorgeous. And like the pastor's out there shaking people's hands when you park. Like the pastor, and I thought,
The
okay, I
pastor?
like this.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
not Lord, but the pastor of the church.
Yeah.
And
Oh, gotcha.
so we're like, oh, this is cool. He's out there like one of them, like shaking and greet, thanks for coming. And he gets up there and he prays, and then the worship team does a great job. Love the worship team, did a great job. And then they get up there, and then they're like, okay, and now it's time for Hugh Laurie's son or Greg Laurie's son, Hugh. I don't know his real name, uh, but that's what he will be referred to in my house now. And he gets up, and it's on a screen. It's
Oh,
on a big screen, and he's doing it from like the Florida campus, and they're just so it turns out after I find out that there's like 4 campuses, and they do this every week. Is like the main campus gets him live, and then the other satellite
um,
campuses get like a live video or whatever.
ew.
And I just okay, so there's a few things. One, and this is going to make me sound legalistic, but I promise you I'm not. And I wouldn't say this necessarily, except for it was Christmas. But everybody in the church was all dotted up in their Christmas gear, right? And like he comes out in jeans and a t-shirt, and he had on like a winter hat, kind of.
Mhm.
I don't know what you call that, like
Oh, what, a beanie?
yeah, like a beanie cap.
Oh,
So
he's trying too hard.
yeah, it was like it was forced. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, first of all, you're indoors, it's not cold. Like I wouldn't care if he was outside or something, but like it just seemed very
Right.
he looked like he just looked like I don't know, he didn't look good. And I just thought like I'm not like I don't think you have to be in a suit and I don't think but it's like it's Christmas Sunday, you look like you just woke up. You look like the lead singer from the Zach Brown band. It
Background.
just wasn't yeah, it just wasn't like good.
Yeah.
Um
I yeah, I see what you're saying.
and on top of that, here's the part that really bothered me: is the guy that was out shaking hands is like the what they call him, like the satellite preacher. Like he's the
Campus
preacher.
pastor or something.
Yeah, he's like the pastor that like like runs the church there, and like
Yeah.
he goes and meets families, and they were doing some amazing things. Like they were talking about it in the announcements, like they were going caroling through the this
Mhm.
and that, like doing all the, and I'm thinking, what? Like I feel like that would be like a slap in the face. Like you can be the pastor here, and you can greet people, and you
Mhm.
can carol, and you can do all these things, but then when it comes to preaching, you're not preaching. We're gonna have this guy on a
Yeah.
TV. It just seemed very weird to me, and I'm not legalistic, so I wanted.
Mhm.
And I know you guys, and I know I was joking earlier. You guys are not either, so I wanted your guys' feedback on that.
I think it's interesting because they have people available to preach. Like my pastor from up north, like he is a satellite pastor. Like they do video in places that are super remote in the UP because they don't have somebody to preach. Like I think in that case it's okay. But like if you have somebody to preach and you just feel like you have to have a celebrity, think that's kind of weird. So yeah, that's my thought.
I would say similar. I know that is multiple churches that we have been to in Michigan operate in that same format,
Mm.
and it can be done well, I think. But man, we've really like done the gamut of different churches based on ministry and all that. We've even we've gone to many different denominations even. And my favorite thing was honestly a small home church was really my favorite format. I think you attract certain people want that small personal feeling, and then other people are just more comfortable being part of a really, really large community. Um, so yeah, I think we've seen it all. And I would prefer honestly like a small home church type gathering where there's no frills. I don't know, but I think just people their growing up is just different. I don't know. But
No, I agree.
sorry. I don't
No,
prefer a satellite or a video
Mm.
anymore. Like I can get that
Yeah,
on YouTube if I want.
exactly. It's like, I mean, I understand why we would go to church anyway, because there's lots of reasons to go to church other than just listening to a sermon.
Yeah.
But it just feels more impersonal. And
Yeah.
maybe the pastor isn't a preacher, maybe he's somebody that, is in like, more of the service oriented. Maybe he doesn't preach, but I do think that's kind of unusual.
no, he's definitely a pastor because
Okay, so he preaches and stuff.
Yeah.
well, I mean he can. I don't
Yeah.
think they let him. Or maybe they
Yeah.
do like on a Wednesday night. I don't know. We
Hmm.
were only there once. But I tried to get as much information as I could because it
Yeah.
bothered me. Because like somebody, one of you guys said, I'm sitting there and I'm watching this video and I'm like, what is somebody gonna say? I guarantee there's somebody that's been to this church that says, well, I could just do this at home. And
Hmm.
I also guarantee that same video that I'm watching live will be available on YouTube
Hmm.
as well. Or
Right.
so like I could very well do this exact same thing sitting on the beach by myself. Like so I think
Yeah.
that it is a huge deterrent. And then on top of like again, I don't want to knock his dress. Like I think like Kim said it was like forced. I feel like that's what it was. Like if you just like if you're being you, like cool. Like I don't think
Yeah.
anybody should wear something that they don't necessarily feel good in because somebody tells you to. But like at the same time, like you're gonna put a beanie on when it's 80 or 70 degrees inside a
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
I don't
It just
know. It just
doesn't, a beanie doesn't feel appropriate for somebody to preach in. Whether you think that men should take hats off in church or not take hats off in church. Like it's weird to wear a beanie to preach, in my opinion. But
just seemed it
yeah.
seemed like he's like trying to like we'll reach the youngsters by doing this,
Yeah.
and then it's like
Right.
okay,
Yeah, and
just
I
weird.
think people get too caught up in the gimmicks of
Hmm.
it when you know what people really need? People really need like the hard truth and the reality.
Hmm.
I think we're over gimmicks. I think I don't know. You don't have to try so hard. Like people are seeking truth, so just focus on the truth. I don't know.
Yeah.
Amen.
Ooh.
And I
Yes.
think I think Kristen, that's why people do tend to enjoy, and I shouldn't say everybody because I'm sure, but there are other people that are different. But I, for one, enjoy having a small church. I'm actually odd because I'm a musician who has played in worship band for I don't know a long time, and I prefer a church that just has a piano.
Yeah.
And people are like, "What?" Like the people are really taken back by that. But I'm like, no, because here's what you don't have. You don't have 4 or 5 practices a week. You
Hmm.
don't have like we would get to the point where the worship leader would say, "Okay, right here is where I'm going to stop and pray. So bring the music down real low right here, and I'm going to stop and I'm going to pray." And I'm like, "How do you know you're going to pray right there? Like, how do you know that you're feeling led to? Like, you don't know that you're going to feel led to pray right. So you're I don't know. It just and like
Yeah.
with just the piano." a couple instruments. They don't practice. They just show up and do it, and it just feels very real. And
Organic.
then you have like, yeah, it's just people like showing up in a building and hanging out for a little bit, and then as opposed to like some of the other stuff that I've seen that just feels very, I don't know, not real.
Manufactured. It's hard to hold a congregational service and you still want to be like organized and do things with
Yeah.
excellence, but also it's hard to balance like a raw flexibility with something that's
Hmm.
manufactured. I don't know. It's so difficult.
So I've come from like super, super traditional music background from my church. I mean, Clinton has his pastor is one of my former
Mhm.
pastors. And, I liked that. But then we went from that to um, a really, really contemporary service, like where they did the lights and all of that stuff. And it was a big shock, but it was like what we had available to us at that time. Um, and then when we came to the church we're at now, I liked that the music was quality. Like I mean, it might sound stuffy, but if I go to a church where I'm distracted because it's just not good. Like I don't know, like I'm no musician, but you can tell quality where we're at now. Our pastor was a professional musician and he chose to go to seminary and he preaches, but he also leads the worship team and stuff. And he made a decision when he planted this church that we weren't going to spend our resources on lights and smoke and all of that stuff, that he wanted it to be, the lights to be on, it still be quality music, but not have all of that, and put our resources elsewhere. And it's just like, it's the best worship service I've ever been to in my life because everyone's actually singing. It's not dark, so you're not like seeing anyone else around you. And um it's just done well. And so I really appreciate the balance. Like it's somewhere in between where I've been and where, the kind of crazy like you're talking about. So,
I love that, Kim.
Same.
Ashley, what is your church's music like? I'm not even sure. I've never been there before.
We just have a couple pianos
Okay.
and we sing hymns and then a
Dueling
couple.
pianos?
What?
Dueling
You have
pianos?
dueling pianos?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's two pianos for real?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's awesome.
that's cool.
Yeah.
It would be hard
We
wouldn't it be hard to play at the same time, Clint?
are we sure that one's not an organ?
Maybe one's in Oregon.
We were kind of wondering that, but we weren't going to ask. No, I'm just kidding.
I've never seen a church with a piano and an organ.
Really?
You've never seen one
No, I'm
with a
kidding.
piano
No,
and an
there?
organ? Like what?
Every church until the last 20 years had a
Yeah.
piano on the left and the organ on the right.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, maybe
Our
that's
church
what.
has the spot for it, but it's not there.
I actually like you were saying, Pastor Tim is one of your old pastors. Like,
Hmm.
I did not. I started going there because Dad was like, "Hey, you should come visit."
Hmm.
Um, and then he like, my dad will do this, even though my mom's got dementia and doesn't know what's
Hmm.
going on. He'll be like, "Your mom will really like this." And I'm like, "Oh,
Aw.
okay."
Oh,
we we went because we were looking for a church, and I'm like, the first sermon we heard was like, it might say Baptist on the sign, but we follow the Bible. And I was like, okay, you got my attention. But I enjoyed, as a kid, I enjoyed the simplicity of music because we grew up. Yeah, we had other musicians that would join on stage, but it was like, hey, who's available this week
Mhm.
to play? And then it would be built off of like who was available. So I was like, yeah, I'll play. Yeah, sure. So it's just like it might be these three one week, and then the next week it'd be these two guys or whatever. And there was always like a music director, but like the musicians would flop around. So it got to the point where I was at churches where they would freak out if like they didn't have a drummer that week or a guitar player. What are we gonna do? And they would hire people.
Oh, wow.
Uh, yeah, my buddy Jimmy got hired multiple times at these churches. I'm not gonna name them because I'm not trying to dog anybody. It's just not my thing. But uh, they would hire like, oh, we need a drummer. We have to have a drummer. So they go out and they hire somebody. And to me, I'm just like, I don't necessarily think it's sinful, but I think it's
No,
silly. Like you can't worship without like you can like we just would always just be like who's available,
you
and
just
then
do
if we had a
different
guitar,
music or whatever.
yeah, it just to me it just seems very like our focus is on the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's hard. Ashley, does your church have a choir?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Do you sing in it?
Now.
Oh,
Good.
Do they wear robes?
oh, robes.
No,
Yeah. Do they
no,
wear
no,
robes?
no.
I was in choir for so many years. I do miss that from the more traditional churches. I miss being in choir, but
Yeah. We ended up joining a more traditional than I expected. We would attend, but I do love they have a choir and it's growing and it's cool. And I've actually seen that the whole like churches going back to having choirs is kind of like trending, but I think it's cool
hmm,
because it's cool to just have a group work together and do harmony and
mm-hmm,
music. We still have hymnals and all that too, which I love. We had that at the church that I was on staff at a little bit in Hastings or Nashville before we left. I loved that the having a hymnal still being able to read music because it's kind of a
mm-hmm.
lost art for those who aren't like necessarily in band or orchestra.
Yeah.
So
We do have everything up on the screen on ours because it's not because we were a church plant like 10 years ago. So it's not like, we still have hymnals from, a long time ago or whatever. But we do hymns and stuff mixed in. So I like that. But our pastor, this is kind of changing the subject, but he always says, pull out those pew Bibles or your own Bible. There's something different about looking at the paper Bible
yes,
instead of your phone. And
yes,
I struggle because I can't always see the tiny print, but when my grandson is sitting next to me, you better bet I'm pulling out my own Bible or the pew. I tend to not bring because I use my phone, but like grab that pew Bible and make sure that I'm using that because I'm like, I don't want kids to think that, everything is on our phones and all of that. So
Yep.
yeah.
Well, that you know what my dad always says? Well, I don't know if he says it now, but he used to say it all the time. He would say, if you're walking down the street with a phone, nobody knows where you're going. But if
Hmm.
somebody's walking down the street with a Bible, they know where you're headed.
Hmm.
So it's like, I was
yeah.
like, okay, that's a beat.
Yeah.
He's like, but ah, my brain don't work. I was just gonna add something, but I know I was gonna say like if you would have asked me like 15 years ago, um, I would have said like hymns are cool because I grew up on hymns. I could sing you every hymn on the planet.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but I liked worship music a lot. But like in the last 5 years, I've really went back to like it's important because I think for a couple of reasons, and I'm gonna say this and then I'll let you guys speak because I've been talking a lot. But uh, one, I think that if we don't sing them, they're gonna be gone. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
forget. There's tons of music in classical and in opera and stuff like that that's already gone
Mm-hmm.
that like we've lost completely or like a handful of people know it on the planet. And a lot of those hymns are amazing. But here's the kicker: like with modern music, and I sound like an old man right now. With modern music, like every 5 minutes, a new song comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So like you get a new song, you get this song that you're like, I love this song. Like I still jam like Israel Houghton and all that stuff. But like people are like, oh, that's so old. But anyway, and so like every time you're at church, you feel like a new song is on there. So it's like, oh, I'm learning
Mm-hmm.
another song. I'm learning. But like, if you think about how cool this was, like those songs, those hymns had been sang for like over 200
Mm-hmm.
years, some of them. And I think that that's
Yeah.
cool. Like they didn't just rush to replace them. I think sometimes we have quantity over quality when it comes to music. Like we think there has to be something new,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like we've got thousands of songs that we don't sing. Why
Yeah.
are we creating more? Like
Right. I love
to
to
be
sing.
honest with
Sorry, go ahead.
you, no,
You
I
cut
mean
out
you're
for a
right.
second.
It just seems silly to go, wow, there's thousands of really good songs
Mm-hmm.
that we don't. let's write some more songs that pretty much say the same thing but different wording or whatever. Like we've already got all those songs. Just sing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's nothing like, how great thou art or great is thy faithfulness, some of those. But then
Yeah.
there's some that we sang in church that were like, I don't even know what I'm singing. And there was others where okay, this is like a funny thing to me when I was growing up. Do you guys sing There's Power in the Blood and you had to try to make it as fast as possible? There's power, 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 power,
Yep,
power, 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 power. So it was
yep.
funny because like they tried to switch it up a little bit with the old hymns and add in things
My
like that. But
a little nugget. So Ron Horn was my pastor growing up, who actually was the principal at Berry County Christian before the merger with the two cities or whatever.
oh wow,
Wow.
So yeah, he was the Hastings one before the
okay,
two cities merged or whatever.
uh-huh.
Uh,
Hastings Christian.
so he would do that though, like that song, Jesus, 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 sweetest name I know, and he
Mm-hmm.
would feel like he would just like make up lines to throw in there. So for years, and they were good lines too. Like I thought for years that's how the songs went. So I would go to another church and I'd hear people sing it, and I would be like, "What? Like where's all the other lines?" And my dad would be like, "You do know that Ron made those up, right?" I'm like, "No."
No. So what about do you remember the like, give me gas in my Ford, keep me trucking for the Lord, like all the Sunday school songs that they'd
Oh
make
yeah,
up all those funny verses and like, I may never march in the infantry ballerina style or like,
Yeah.
there was so many fun things. I don't know if they still do that in children's church, but
I think more of the traditional ones. I don't know. Y'all keep like having new topics. I'm like, oh my word, I have a soapbox about every single one of these.
give
Um,
us your soapbox.
okay. Bibles in church 100% because again, we're too much screens. It's
Mm-hmm.
proven that you will learn more by actually flipping pages in a book and reading a physical book rather than screens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So number one, um, the whole like textbooks going away, the Bible
Mm-hmm.
being on the phone, like we're done with that, guys. Like bring back paper,
Mm-hmm.
real literature, real books. Okay. Second of all, hymns. I used to be very anti-hymn because I don't know, I just loved all the contemporary songs. However, I am now more and more not necessarily like I need all the hymns because I do think like a lot of the music's repetitive and so I do like, having I don't know. There are some really really good solid contemporary music pieces that just have just different poetic imagery, I think that just makes it a little new and
Mm-hmm.
like helps people understand things in a better way, I think. Um, than maybe some of the hymns. Okay, random soapbox, but with hymns, right? Some of them have, like 5 verses, let's say. And then, for the sake of time or whatever, people decide, well, let's just do like the 3 verses. Or we're
We
going to
do
do
that.
like verse 1, 2, and 4. Okay.
Yeah.
I hate.
The hymn was written in a way that like tells a story or
Yeah.
Yep.
fits all pieces. So it drives me crazy when we are skipping verses because number one, maybe time because we're trying to be
Mm-hmm.
too manufactured, or whatever, we just don't think it's important. No, sing all the verses because there's a reason. Like it's like you're skipping part of a story.
Can I interject on that, and I'll shut up after this. But like to say that like they'll do that. Here's what cracks me up. They'll do like we're gonna do the first and last verse of the song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 2 amazing verses that they left out. But then they'll do like 3 songs.
Yeah.
So why don't you just do 1 or 2 songs and do the full songs instead of doing 3 songs that are partials? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. All right,
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
Variety.
Yeah. And one other thing I was thinking about, and maybe my pastor listens to this, I have no idea, whatever. I think it would be good for maybe we have less worship songs because like other people have gifts too. I don't know. But like why not bring in some like call and response? Like just questions. Like our pastor has done a pretty good job of this. He'll be a little interactive and like ask people questions or like
Mhm.
at the beginning of a sermons. And I really like that. I think kids too like need to hear adults interact maybe
Mhm.
more. I don't know. It's just been something I've been thinking about. Um, instead of everything being so like teachery, sermony, like
Mhm.
that's great. Like that is necessary, but like maybe let's ask some questions and hear like a
Yeah.
little bit of back and forth, I think would be a cool thing that I don't know, would be a good addition to a Sunday service.
We have
Pastor
that.
Tim,
Our pastor does that all the time. He asks people to repeat things or answer things.
Yeah.
Um, and it was so funny because somebody visited our church that I know from another part of my life. And they said, does your pastor do the question thing all the time? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, I don't like that. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, each to his own. But it kind of keeps you, I mean, because they're from a more different background or whatever, but it kind of keeps you more in tune with it. And we have one man in our church who will go like, say it, or, like just like yell out to him. And the service is not the same if Willie's not there. Like everybody needs a Willie in their church to just be like, you know, just talking back to the pastor the whole sermon. It's awesome.
Yeah.
that reminds me of this story. Uh, there's a church in Lansing, and I don't remember the name of it. Shame on me, but it's on the corner of Pennsylvania and Oakland, and uh, it's a predominantly black church. There's a few white people there, but it's predominantly black, which that doesn't matter anything. It's just set the story. But
Mhm.
I'm getting in there, and they would call me to do like worship from time to time. And the pastor, he's like an 80-some-year-old man, uh, but he's got the fire of like a 40-year-old man. Crazy. Uh, he's from like my dad's neck of the woods in Hammond, Louisiana. Like literally, like they grew up 7, 8 miles away from each other, and they never knew each other or whatever. And then they met through this church, and he's up there, and he gets into it, boy. He's like, he's yelling, and he's like, you know what it says in 2 Corinthians 3:5, and then people will be like, no, and he's like, he's got this guy named Brother Lou, who like, and he's like, Brother Lou, turn it to 2 Corinthians 3:5 and tell them what it says. And then as Lou is turning there, like he just about gets there, and the pastor just says, "Here's what it says." He just keeps going, and he would do that to poor Brother Lou like 10 times in a sermon. And he'd be like, "Look it up, Brother Lou." Lou. He's like looking it up, and he doesn't let him get to it. He just says it. I'm like, that poor guy.
Poor brother Lou. I'm gonna feel bad for him now. That's
Uh,
hilarious.
He's always like, "Oh man, I'm trying to get really fast." He's like doing his Bible drills during the week.
Yes, putting tabs on all of the books of the Bible so you can be faster.
he's
Um,
trying.
oh, uh-oh. I think our forest friends that keep taking Ricky's dog food are back and he's barking.
Go
Uh-oh.
video.
I should. So
See what it is.
they've now taken it off of the porch again, knocked it over, knocked it off a chair. They're taking it all over. You'd think I'd put it somewhere else, but it's kind of entertaining. Okay, let's see. We'll find out. Oh, you're seeing me instead of the. Oh, ah! Okay, what's out there, Ricky?
Go get
Okay,
him,
we're
Ricky.
not seeing anything. We'll see what he finds out.
Go get him, Ricky.
Oh, he's looking. He's looking. He's like, that is my dog food. You stay out of it.
Yeah. So
Okay,
is it
sorry.
raccoons or possums or what?
Brad thought it was a possum, but we like the idea of several forest friends working together to do it. So I think we're going with that. Just like a
I
possum, a raccoon, a squirrel. They're all up there.
I like the idea of a couple like midget neighbors that like sneak over and that's
Yes, the midget neighbors.
what I picture. Working together for the greater good.
It's not that big.
Oh man.
Is that the next book series?
Yes.
Uh,
It's called midget neighbors. This is so not politically correct. We're not supposed to say people are midgets.
Well,
That
we
might
are.
be the politically correct term. I don't know. It keeps changing.
Little people, or is that not allowed anymore?
What?
Well,
Little
then-
people?
I think little people's worse.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
I
If I
think,
was a midget, I wouldn't want to be called a little person.
right? It's like, no, I'm a big person. One of my favorite
Yeah.
movie scenes is the one in Buddy the Elf with the author
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't
when he
know.
tackles him. If you call me, what was it? If you call me an elf one more time,
Yes.
but
Oh
you're
my
an
God.
angry elf.
Yes. That's the best.
Oh, that's like one of my favorite.
Well,
That
maybe one
Peter.
of our listeners will know the politically correct term. So
There we go.
please let us know.
I'm
David's
sure
trolling us about our book series that
he's
we
trolling.
haven't written our first book yet.
Well, I did write a story, but I needed some editing help to get it to its completion.
Once summer comes, when you guys are done with all of your responsibilities for the school year, we'll definitely have to like speed that up a bit.
Yeah.
Quit all your jobs.
Just work on our books.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're in the right direction and we just gotta
Oh yeah.
add some excitement and
Yeah. Stay tuned,
Very awesome.
listeners. We've got some really exciting things coming up.
sorry, I was putting my dog downstairs, so I may sound a little out of breath, but
My mom has that same lamp behind you. That's or that not lamp, but that ceiling light.
oh, this.
Yeah, my mom's got that same one.
Yeah, that came with her house. It's probably been here since the early 90s, but yeah, I haven't changed it yet. I'm going to catch my breath while you guys talk for a minute.
Okay. Al, we need to hear some Amish hacks before we go. So
Okay.
Yes.
spotlight.
I don't know if they're hacks, but I saw a video today where a lady was saying or giving some recipes of what they use rather than buying things in the store. So one of them was like bar soap, like body wash, like
Yeah.
soap. So they use, I thought it was really weird, wood ash and
Oh.
beef tallow.
Beef tallow. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I use beef tallow all the time.
I have beef tallow in my cabinet, actually.
So the wood, so do they boil it together?
Yeah.
Like how do they make the bar soap?
I guess I didn't finish the video, but I don't know. They just mix it all together, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe they call it lye soap, but maybe
Oh.
maybe they boil it. I don't know.
So they're not adding lye, though? They're just doing the wood,
Yes.
wood shaving? Oh, interesting.
Wood ash. Yeah.
The ash. So like from your wood stove, you would just collect all that.
I know. I have a lot of it. I could be making bar soap.
You should.
I think I'm gonna try.
You should.
Do it.
Yeah.
I
want
have
some.
some tools if you want to borrow them. I made some soap, so I have like a mold and stuff.
Okay.
No way, like wood and beef.
There's got to be more to the recipe than that, but
Maybe there is. I'll have to.
I don't
Maybe-
know because my
don't-
sister-in-law makes beef tallow all the
Okay.
time, and it works for so many things. So
Mhm.
it's possible. Yeah, maybe.
and you can whip it. You whip it to get it like softer or whatever.
I think that's what she did actually. But I'll double check the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
But and then the
Sweet.
other one was toothpaste. They
Oh.
this lady uses a mixture of refined charcoal and peppermint oil.
Oh,
That's
refined
good.
charcoal. Oh, that made my teeth feel funny. Thinking about the texture of charcoal on my teeth.
I think I'm gone now. I don't know what happened.
We can't see your face.
Yeah.
You big disgrace.
Mud on your feet.
Kicking your can all over.
Over the place. We will. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's our outro. Go ahead, Kimmy B. Throw it down with the outro.
Okay. But I can't remember how it starts now. I just remember blood on your face, a big disgrace, something or other all
All over the place singing.
We will rock you.
Mm.
Uh.
I got to see that on my cruise, them doing that. That was so much fun. Not the real people.
Oh, okay. Shoot.
No, what I did.
That would have been a
Okay.
reunion tour for the ages.
A reunion tour for the ages.
That was Queen, right?
Yeah,
And that would have been a hard reunion for him.
he's dead. But
Too soon. Too soon.
yeah,
But maybe
We
he's
could-
not dead. I feel like there's a lot of people we think are dead that aren't really dead.
it's
But
possible.
I don't know. We'll see.
I agree with you on that, except for I think he is dead. I don't think he's one they lied about.
Oh, who knows? Probably
Unfortunately.
not. Well, y'all, it was great deep diving on church services and Amish hacks and what else did we talk about? We really like focused today.
Little people. Yes.
Yeah.
We were so focused for us today. I'm so impressed with us.
Yeah. All
Wow.
right. Well, get some good rest tonight.
You too.
Yeah.
I hope
Good.
Judah starts feeling better. And you too.
Thank you. Thank you. That's our outro. Go ahead, Kimmy B. Throw it down with the outro.
Okay. But I can't remember how it starts now. I just remember blood on your face, a big disgrace, something or other all
All over the place singing. We
We will rock you.